Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. And today I am bringing you my predictions for this coming weekends. Yes, I'm saying weekends. NWA 74th pay-per-view. Now, I hope you got your drinks ready, maybe grabbed a snack, and let's do this. So, we do have a couple of pre-show matches for night one, which is Saturday. So let's get right into it. We have, first up, pre-show match. Tag team match player. Because we got the Country Gentlemen. We got AJ Kazana and Anthony Andrews taking on Gold Rush. That's Jordan Clearwater and Marshe Rocket. A part of Idol Sports Mania. Austin Idols group that includes Tyrus and Black G's. This is kind of tough to call because I like both these teams, but I think Gold Rush is going to get the win here and maybe have some momentum for night two, which we will get into. Next match. It is a singles contest, as it's Luke Hawx taking on Creator Pro alumni VSK, who is actually kind of making the rounds. He's been in Impact a couple of times. He's on AEW Dark now with the Trustbusters, which that's a little weird. Anyway, I think there's going to be some major shenanigans happening here. And I think we're going to see VSK get his first win in the NWA. I think that would be cool. Alright, next up. Well, let's mix it up. I know what main event is going to main event night one, so we'll get there. So, first match, which I think is going to kick off night one, it's going to be the Pope versus Rodney Mack. Pope has been advocating to get his hands on Trevor Murdoch, in which I do believe they had one one-on-one match, which went to a no contest. So they're going to have that match in the future. Rodney Mack has kind of had a really interesting comeback. It's kind of weird. They're kind of pushing him, but not over pushing him, if that makes any sense. I think here the Pope is going to get a win, and that's going to lead to the eventual rematch with, whoever the champ's going to be. Next up, we have EC3, the former Ethan Carter III, making his NWA debut up against Matthew Mims, Big Strong Mims. EC3 is going to get the win here. No offense, Mims. I do enjoy your stuff. This is EC3's debut. Next up, we have Matt Cardona making his long-awaited return after getting injured prior to Always Ready. Obviously, he still sees himself as the champion, even though he doesn't have the title. He had to relinquish it at Always Ready, which that made me a little sad. And he is taking on an unknown opponent. Now, what I see happening here is, I think we're going to see someone down from the lower card or some local competitor. And Cardona's going to win here. And then he's going to ask for, more competition. I'm the former champ. I want some more competition. Out comes someone else. Like maybe James Storm comes out or something. I don't know. I think something like that would be fun. Next up, we got a one-on-one match. Except, it's not pinfall or submission. It's a tables match. And it's Bully Ray taking on Mike Knox. Now, this is Bully Ray's first real match in a while. But I think it's like going to be like riding a bike for him. And I think Bully Ray is going to get the win. As much as I want to see Mike Knox get a little bit more of a push, this is Bully Ray's comeback. Now, next up, we have a Beelzebub Bedlam match, which I think is going to be like, everyone can be in the ring at the same time and weapons are allowed. As it's the Miserably Faithful, that's Judas, Sal the Pal, and Gags the Gimp, who are a stable of Father James Mitchell's new disciples, which, honestly, they're pretty cool. And they are taking on the Ill-Begotten, kind of. They are down a man, because, Rush Freeman recently left them. We'll talk about Rush in a little while for part 2. So they are going, the Begotten are going with Alex Taylor, Jeremiah Plunkett, and their usual manager, Danny Deals. Yes, that's right, Danny Deals. Unless they got some replacement coming, yeah, he's wrestling. I'm sad to say I do not see the Ill-Begotten winning here. The Miserably Faithful have been pretty popular, actually, especially Gags. So, I do not see them losing here. Alright, next up, we have our first title match of the evening. As the Commonwealth Connection, that's Doug Williams and Harry Smith, the British Bulldog's son, take on La Rebellion, the former champions, Bestia 666 and Mecha Wolf, with Bestia's father, Damien 666, ringside. I believe this is their third match, if you don't really count their, actually, no, they faced each other in the finals for the Crockett Cup. So, yeah, this is their third outing against one another. And as much as I like seeing La Rebellion with those titles, I'm really digging what the Commonwealth Connection have here, and I think they do retain. Now, next up, we have the National Openweight title match, as champion Jack Stain takes on Scion. Now, Scion won a pretty, I think it was either a battle royal or it was some kind of number 1 contendership match. So he won this match. He has now aligned himself with his father. That was the big reveal, Austin Idol. So I don't really think he's a part of Idol Sportsmania, but I think he's going to play them somehow. However, I do believe Jack Stain is going to retain here. Mostly because I kind of like Jack Stain. He's been a really good heel champion. Next up, we have the junior heavyweight title on the line as champion. Homicide, the notorious 187, gets the match he's been asking for against Kerry Morton, the son of Ricky Morton, one half of the Rock and Roll Express. And as much as I would like to see Kerry win a big one, I think Homicide just has too much veteran experience, and I think he's going to sneak out a win. Alright, next up, we got the Burke Invitational Gauntlet match, where the winner gets a title shot at night 2. So, here are our contestants. We have Samantha Starr, who I believe is debuting here. Kylan King, who is starting out from the number 1 position. And she actually has a match tonight on Dynamite against Britt Baker, so that's going to be interesting. Tootie Lynn, who I'm glad she's back. She's a fantastic competitor, and hopefully she sticks around for a little while. 2D Lin, I'm not sure. Anyway, Miss AK, who has been a bit of an enhancement talent, but I think she just had a really good tag match against the tag team champions, the not women's tag team champions. Max the Impala, who is also in the Miserably Faithful, so she's gonna have James Mitchell by her side. Maddie Rankowski, who has been racking up wins lately. Angelina Love, a bit of a new addition. Genocide, who has been with the NWA since their relaunch. And Natalia Markova. And last but not least, Darren Terrell. Ooh, this is a tough one for me to call. And as much as I would like to see Kylan King versus the champ again, I think I'm going with Max the Impala. Because I think them would be a good matchup for the champ. Speaking of, our main event for night numero uno. The NWA Women's title on the line. As we have champion Camille taking on challenger Taya Valkyrie. Now, Taya is no slouch of her own when it comes to championship belts. She currently has the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship and MLW's Featherweight Championship. She was also one half of the Knockouts Tag Team title champions, but she and Rosemary recently lost those titles. So, this is tough for me to call. I think this is going to be match of the night, at least for me. You know what? I'm going to say this. They've already kind of planted the seeds for it. I'm going to say Camille retains. And then faces Max the next night. So, that was night numero uno. Night numero dos. We have some kind of card, man. So I do believe it has already been announced that Nick Aldis will be kicking off night 2 of NWA 74, which is going to be on Sunday, as Aldis takes on Flip Gordon. Now, Flip Gordon hasn't really been signed to NWA lately. He's been more associated with the Elite, although he hasn't been on AEW either, which hopefully that continues. And to put... I'm just going to say it. I hope Nick Aldis twists this guy up like a pretzel. Like, that's my prediction. Alright, next up we have Kobe Carino, the son of Steve Carino, may he rest in peace. Sorry. Oh. As he takes on former Ring of Honor announcer, and I believe he was a competitor for them for a little bit, Caprice Coleman. Now, Kobe has been in a little bit of a rut lately since losing his connections with the Fixers, who are, I think, have pretty much turned face at this point. So I think Caprice Coleman is going to get the win here, and Kobe. I think eventually that will build Kobe Carino back up, but I don't think it's going to be just yet. Pardon me. Next up, another singles match. There's a lot of singles matches in this show. We have Tom Latimer taking on Judas. Now, Judas obviously is involved in the Beelzebub Bedlam match on night 1. So, that may affect him for night 2. And considering Judas, I don't think has suffered a loss yet in NWA. I think this might be his first loss suffered to keep Latimer in the upper echelon of the NWA. This next match I'm going to call the Battle of the Gimmicks. You have Mercurio, who is a bit of a newbie to the NWA. He's kind of a pretty boy Italian dude. I don't even know what he's supposed to be. As he takes on Magician, Magic Jake Dumas. I don't know. These two are actually really good in the ring, even though their gimmicks are a little out there. I think Mercurio is going to get the win here. He's kind of the new face on the block, and I think he's going to get at least a decent win. I'm not going to say a big win. Now, next up, our first title match of the evening, and it's the MLW Openweight Championship. That's right. Even though MLW is currently on hiatus, Davey Richards is defending this title all around. It's great. As we have Davey Richards take on relative newcomer to NWA, Thrillbilly Silas Mason, and his manager, Pollo Del Mar. No offense to the Thrillbilly. I think Davey Richards retains here. He is a fantastic competitor, and I don't see him losing anytime soon. Next up, we have a Kingsway street fight for the NWA Women's Tag Team titles. As we have Pretty Empowered, the current champions, Ella Envy and Kenzie Page, taking on the Hex, Alice Kincaid and Marty Bell. I believe this is about their 5th match they've worked against one another. And I believe Pretty Empowered are going to retain here. I don't think there's any real reason to have the Hex regain their titles after such a short reign for Pretty Empowered. Next up, we have the NWA World Women's title on the line. As we have Camille. I mean, it could be Camille or Taya. When I made my predictions for night 1, I said Camille would retain. As she takes on Burke Invitational Gauntlet winner, I'm saying Max the Impaler. And honestly, I think this might be match of the weekend. They are going to actually destroy each other. But I believe Camille is going to get a big win here. And maybe we'll see Max again down the line. Now, next up, we have a 10-team, that's right, team Battle Royal to crown the new NWA United States Tag Team Championships. Now, NWA used these titles back in the day. They were kind of secondary tag team titles. So they're kind of bringing them back. Giving some lower level teams a chance to hold gold, which I'm okay with. Now we have Gold Rush, Jordan Clearwater and Marsha Rocket. Miserably Faithful, being represented by Sal the Pal and Gags the Gimp. The Now making their big return. Hale Collins and Vic Dalias, I think his name is. I do apologize if I butcher that name. The Ill Begotten, Alex Taylor and Jeremiah Plunkett. Rough and Ready making their NWA debut. That's Devin Graves. I hope I am pronouncing that right. And Dianti. I apologize if I butcher that name. The Fixers, Jay Bradley and Wrecking Ball Legursky. Hawks R.E., Luke Hawks and PJ Hawks. Country Gentlemen. Team Ambition, which is Mike Outlaw and Camaro Jackson. I believe that is the team Davey Richards helped start, I believe. And the Spectaculars, a bit of a new team who kind of just started teaming this week. That's Brady Pierce and Rush Freeman. Now, if this was my choice, I think the Fixers win this year. And you know what? That's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the Fixers. Fixers rule! As your new NWA US Tag Team Champions. Now, our main event of the weekend. We have the NWA World Heavyweight title on the line. The 10 pounds of gold. As Trevor Murdoch defends against NWA Television Champion Tyrus. Now, these two are actually family. I believe they're cousins, if I remember that correctly. So this is interesting. And there is a stipulation that after 10 successful defenses, the NWA TV champion gets a shot at the NWA World Championship. Now, it was a weird situation leading to this, because Nick Aldis won I believe, a gauntlet match to get this particular shot. But then, like, a week later, it was changed to this. So this is interesting. I don't know what to make of this. But I do believe Trevor Murdoch is going to get a big win here. And then maybe we'll see Tyrus be forced to relinquish the TV title. And maybe we'll see a tournament for that or something. I'd be down. Yeah, so those are my predictions. I will try to get my reactions and thoughts to this show up on either Monday or Tuesday. At latest, Wednesday. But, yeah, that'll do it. And then my next set of predictions are going to be next week. I'll try to do them maybe Wednesday or Thursday or so. As on Saturday and Sunday, we have WWE's Clash at the Castle. Yes, I'm watching WWE again. It's actually pretty good. And AEW's All Out. It's a crazy couple weeks for wrestling, and I am all for it. Now, please like the video, share the video. Let's get this all around. Leave some comments. Let me know your predictions for this show. Let me know what matches you're looking forward to. And I shall see you guys next time. Peace.